you have other people that are able to follow your process and end up with a product. But that still sounds like a lot of work, or it sounds like a big gap from where I am to having the book done. What's the timeline and what's the process look like?
Well, so my last book that I wrote, I did it in 7 days. Okay, great. I've done a few books. I think I got 5 books now. And so I can get through it pretty quick. But look, if somebody sits there and if they take some effort and they go, okay, I'm going to put this much effort into it every single day, there's no reason you can't have a physical copy of your book, a physical book in hand within a couple of weeks. Okay. And let me put some perspective on this for you and why this is so important. And this is kind of one of the revelations or epiphanies that I had when I saw this other person's book. I said, wow, okay, who has books? At the time, the only people that got onto, the Oprah show, or who were interviewed by newscasts, or who were, now on big podcasts, were authors of books. Okay, again, because of high perceived value. I have never, not once in my life, ever watched an Oprah show, a Dr. Phil, listened to a real popular podcast where they say, hey, welcome to the show. We're bringing on Anthony Nitz. He wrote this really killer PDF. Not once ever have I heard that. Every single one of them, says, hey, he's the author of this book. It's a great book. You need to go get it. Right. Again, because it's perceived that it is a hard thing to do. And if we take a look at our industry as a whole, right, let's look at some of these people in our industry right now. So, you guys might know Brian Buffini, right? He's a real estate coach, right? If he's a coach, why is he writing a book? Guess what it does? Guess what the book does? It sells his service. You've got this Alina. I've never met Alina myself, but she has this book, Listings and Dominate Your Market. And she's teaching agents how to do it. Who here is familiar with Ryan Fletcher, right? What is this guy all about? He's all about scripting and processes in the real estate industry. And he writes his book. And all of these folks here are millionaires. Obviously, we've got, this one here, right? Millionaire real estate agent. If you haven't seen Millionaire Real Estate Agent in your career, then you should read it. You should read it, or you might.
That's the how-to to build a real estate business book.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a great book. Yeah. But and one more here. So you guys are seeing this right now. So this is very prominent right now. So Krista Mayshore, okay, yeah. Great agent, really, really good in her area, but she's also teaching a lot of agents how to do video, right? How's she getting them? By promoting a book. Okay. And some people tell me, they go, hey, Anthony, but wait a minute. These guys are all high ticket salespeople. Okay. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Folks, you're high ticket salespeople. When was the last time you just went and convinced somebody to pay you, $10, $15, $20, $30,000 to let you sell their house or to help them buy a house? You are a high ticket salesperson. And if all of these high ticket salespeople, right, just look on your own bookshelf, you go, oh my gosh, all these people here are high ticket salesperson and they all have books. Why don't you have a book? Okay. And then there are special techniques and things that you can use inside the book that we can talk about as well. But this is so important to grasp this concept. I've had so many agents who like, well, I really don't feel like, I have the authority to write a book. Well, I can tell you what, when Gary Keller wrote Millionaire Real Estate Agent, he had his brokerage in Texas that was dying. Okay. And he's even said this himself. The brokerage was suffering. It was, it was having a hard time. He sat down and he wrote Millionaire Real Estate Agent and propelled with a book the company into what it is now. Krista Mayshore became, multimillionaire coach because of her books that she used to get out into the marketplace and so on. And that can give you 50 other examples easy, so having a book is definitely critical. I don't even know if that answered your question. Did I answer your question,
It
Bill?
did. So, okay. So let me ask you this. You're in North Carolina. Did you ever meet Bruce Mulhern?
What's the name?
Bruce Mulhern.
It sounds familiar.
So there was an independent real estate company in North Orange County, East LA County. I lived in La Habra in Whittier, where I think was his headquarters. He was in Montebello and other places. He had, I think he built an empire of about 15 offices, put them under the Berkshire Hathaway when that merger happened. It was Prudential before that. So he was a proprietor of this group of franchises, built his company. Anybody who's ever met him tells the same story, which is he invited to his office, you weigh in, and he would pull out a copy of his book like he was giving you the Holy Grail. And he'd sign it for you. Hey, Bill, thank you so much for a great meeting with you. And he'd give you a copy of his book. And you'd walk out like it was a treasured item and say, hey, this book cost him $5. I mean, really, but it was so impactful. If you ask anybody who met him, see, there's Nicole Jones, Bruce one, yes, you have the book still. Yeah, you're not gonna throw it away. He passed away, unfortunately. I'm gonna say like this. I met him a month before he passed. I had known of him for my whole career, but 20-something years. And then one day, his recruiter called me up, and I wasn't interested in the company, but I wanted to meet him. He really was a legend, really a fine gentleman. And he has a book. He built his business on a book as well.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I want to just share real quick a screen that this is now what you've done. You created a program, Unlock Your Real Estate Empire. This is writerealestatebooks.com is the website. And you teach people how to master writing a sales book within 2 weeks.
Yep.
And I guess you could pick your niche. We're probate, but if you're real estate agents, you might pick a different niche as well, or in addition to, sideways to probate is seniors, of course. And so the program costs $397.
Yeah, actually, and when okay, I want to point something out to everybody who's listening to this. So you guys got to understand who your host is. So when Bill reached out to me and said, hey, can we share this on the the podcast? And I was like, yeah, sure. Most other people they call me up and they say, Anthony, can we share this on our podcast? How much will you give me? Right. And they all want affiliate commissions and things like that, and I'm okay with that. But let me tell you something. What Bill did was he said, Anthony, I want you to share with my audience. I want you to bring the value. I want you to give them everything. But I don't want anything for it. And after I caught my breath, because that is so uncommon, I said, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give the affiliate commissions back to the agents. And if they buy that, if they use the code Bill G, just all one word, Bill G, then it's going to take $200 off of the price.